So, does Tom have to do even more to win today, or just a carbon copy will suffice, in your estimation, Michael?
Listen, first of all, let's just not bypass that, Rich, like you talked about. Right? Did you see the difference in what they look like in Tampa Bay and what they look like in Lambeau? They got to deal with that mentally, first of all. But do he has to do more? I'm going to say yes and no, Rich, because really his numbers are fine. His numbers are fine. Tom threw for 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. That's the most important thing. If he does that today, get those 2 touchdowns, they have to run for 2 more touchdowns because he's going to need some assistance for running. That gives them 28 points. Maybe they get a field goal in there. And then I need that defense to just make sure that you don't have to do as great as you did last time, but maybe give them 20 points. They can win this game 28-0 with Tom doing what he did numbers-wise, but start fast.
All right, hold on a minute. Is it the way you're talking? You're off your mark. Hold on a minute.
Now get on out of here, Rich. Hey.
Let's go to Stacey Dales. Right. Stacey Dales is covering the side of things at the Green Bay Packers. Go for it, Stacey.
Well, Rich, listen, it's never about one quarterback against another. It's the quarterback against the defense. But this matchup, it is epic. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, 2 future first-ballot Hall of Fame quarterbacks meeting for just the 4th time in their careers. First time in the playoffs. I asked Rodgers this week, what does this moment mean to you to share the field with Tom Brady? And he reflected on some of the great moments of his career, and he told me this is another one of those special moments. He said, I've always been a fan of Tommy's. He's had a legacy of wins throughout his career and accomplishments, but this game is a truly special moment. And he said ultimately that when he learned Tom Brady was coming over to the NFC, he knew and understood that this would be a real possibility. It has come to fruition. For more on this game, Mooch, Kurt, take it away.
Thank you. Well, thanks a lot, Stacey. And Coach, we're never going to get away from Rodgers and Brady. That is going to be the storyline throughout this game. But as Stacey mentioned there, it's about the defenses they're playing against, and specifically Aaron Rodgers looked very pedestrian week 6 against this defense, and it starts with these linebackers, Devin White and Levante David. And it's the speed, Mooch. When they try to go sideline to sideline and run outside, man, these 2 linebackers chase them down. You're going to watch here, Levante David, boop, I'm not going to go outside. I'm going to come back inside and run through and still get to the running back. But it's not just in the run game, Coach. They love to blitz these 2 linebackers. They go man-to-man on the outside. They're going to put the linebackers as defensive ends. And when they blitz, it's about speed and it's about attitude. I am coming through the running back, and I am going to get to the quarterback. There could be no hesitation from Aaron Rodgers when these guys come after him. Got to get the ball out of your hands, but it's really going to start and end with those linebackers, Coach.
Yeah, if I were the quarterback, I'd get flu-like symptoms playing against those 2 guys. Probably the best duo of linebackers in the NFL, and they lead that #1 rush defense. They were #1 last year as well, and today they're going to get back. You know, and Ndamukong Suh, he's been playing against Aaron Rodgers for a long time when he was at Detroit, but they get, look at him go. I mean, they just have a thing going on over there. And Vita Vea's coming back. He hasn't played since week 5, so this is going to be a game where Aaron Rodgers is going to say, hey, I can't throw a pick 6 because that last game, man, when he threw that interception, the Bucs scored 38 unanswered points, and it was all downhill from there. That's not going to happen again. It's going to be a heck of a game, a lot closer, but I love these 2 linebackers. Rich, take it away.
All right. The championship Sunday edition of NFL Game Day Morning is on the air.
Let's do what we do. We are champions. We play like champions. Let's start there and finish faster, baby.
Hey, feeling good, like I should.
Pump fakes once and again, takes it himself to the end zone. Touchdown, Aaron Rodgers.
Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
Brady throws the ball, caught by Evans, touchdown Tampa Bay. There you go, Tom Brady.
Got the sunshine on my Sunday best.
And it starts in snowy Lambeau Field. Snow expected to dissipate by the time toe meets ball just after 2 o'clock local time there. We're taking a kickoff of that game, and then the defending Super Bowl champs with their MVP quarterback. It's turf toe taking on the Buffalo Bills. It is NFL Game Day Morning on a championship Sunday, presented by Intuit TurboTax Line. I am honored, pleasure, and pleased to be right here with my guys here in this studio in Los Angeles, California. This is the last NFL Game Day morning in not only this studio, but in studio at all, but this studio, period. We're moving down the 405.
I'm going to get all teary-eyed, Rich.
Well, Mooch, you know, if it wasn't the I guess, idea of the day that we have to be socially distant, and I'm looking at you through plexiglass, I would definitely reach out to you.
I need a hug right now.
But it's against protocol. We've got Kurt Warner in Lambeau Field in Wisconsin getting set to call the NFC Championship game for our partner on Westwood One. Steve Mariucci and Michael Irvin are here in studio. And Kurt, you first. We saw it in Twitter and Twitterland, in the Twitterverse. We saw you kind of tweet out this sentiment, but we'll give you the floor right here. What do you think is going through the minds, the temples of everybody playing on Championship Sunday today?
Well, guys, there is nothing better than championship weekend. But as a player, I was more nervous. I felt more pressure this weekend than at any other time, including the Super Bowl, because nobody wants to be left on the doorstep. And I know a lot of people say, well, I don't want to go to the Super Bowl if I lose the Super Bowl. There couldn't be anything further from the truth. Everybody in this game wants to win this game and have a chance to be on the biggest stage and win the biggest game. And Irv, you talked about it at the beginning of the playoffs, about moments. Right? Yep. That's the other thing. The players are dreaming of those moments, the opportunity to have your moment in the sun, to lead a fourth quarter drive, these quarterbacks to lead a fourth quarter drive to send their team to the Super Bowl. So a lot of pressure, but you're also dreaming about those moments that will live forever in NFL history.
If you get that opportunity, you know, because when we played in the front yard, these were the games that you were playing in. It's either you're scoring the touchdown to go to the Super Bowl or scoring the touchdown to win the Super Bowl. Nobody dreams under that. That's every dream. And all of that is coming to your forefront, right? The frontal lobe of your brain as you're sitting in that locker room right now today getting ready to think about going on that field. And you know you're the only show in town. I promise, I've told you guys this before. I'll never forget going into the first one because there's nothing like it. I was ready to lay down everything, life and all, to get to that Super Bowl. That was my mentality. I'm catching every ball that's in the air. I don't care what. You better be willing to trade life for this. That's what went through my mind.
Well, as you can see right there, Emmett's going to join you and Kurt for Hall of Famers only later on in this 6-hour edition of NFL Game Day morning on a Championship Sunday that also includes appearances by Willie McGinnis and Emmanuel Sanders and Aqib Talib and Jim Kelly, along with Andre Reed and Thurman Thomas. And yes, Jamal Adams, the Prez from Seattle, is going to be joining us as well. Cast of thousands, also some surprises. Steve, as always, you've got the first crack at a storyline. What do you have today, sir?
You guys remember the Ice Bowl? You were like one. I was 12 years old. The Ice Bowl in Green Bay against Packers and the Cowboys. You weren't even born yet, Rich. I was watching that game. Yeah. Well, this game today with Packers and the Bucks, we'll call it the Ice in the Veins Bowl. All right, you got Brady against Rodgers, and the stage. It's a moment. The stage is the frozen tundra. Yeah, this year's MVP, Aaron Rodgers, we presume, against the GOAT in a rematch, a big rematch of the big Week 6 beatdown. And you know what? Aaron Rodgers has had a drought for Super Bowls. It's been 9 years since he won that Super Bowl. Tom Brady went through a drought for 9 years as well. And you know what? This is going to be finally the matchup that we wanted to see. These two great quarterbacks in the frozen tundra for the championship and the right to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl, Irv.
And for me, guys, you know, there's only 2 games. So it's about the game within the game. And I'm looking at the AFC Championship game and these 2 young quarterbacks, and specifically these 2 young quarterbacks on the move. Josh Allen has been incredible this year, running the football, but also making big plays on the move. But here's the bigger question. Patrick Mahomes coming out of concussion protocol. He has made big play after big play with his legs throughout the playoffs last year, in the Super Bowl. We see it time and time again. How does that change in this game coming off a concussion protocol? Will they not call those designed runs? Will he play a little more conservative in the pocket? But that is going to be a huge storyline because there is no bigger difference maker with his legs, buying time and